I'm videoing now, so.
If we could get everybody to silence your microphones. You can silence your cell phones, please.
Check 1, 2. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Calhoun County Quarterback Club's 2020 High School Media Day. We're so excited just to be talking about football with the state that the world is in right now. And we didn't know even up until this week, as many of you were like us with the quarterback club looking at the state AHSAA and the announcement they made that we will have high school football on regular schedule. And I know that's week to week, but we're excited to have it. And I'd like to welcome everyone here to the 2020 Media Days here at the historic Anniston Country Club. Very different this year. We're all wearing our mask, and we will be wiping down and disinfecting the microphones and the rails and the chairs for each team that comes in and leaves. And it's just the world we're in right now, but we're happy to be here talking about high school football. What a historic year last year was in Calhoun County. I never remember a year with so many things on the line, and we had 2 state champions here in Calhoun County in 6A and 4A. We had a state runner-up, and or 6A and 3A, correction, and a state runner-up in 4A, another state semifinalist, and we've got quality coaches here in the area and quality players as well. So the future looks very bright for Calhoun County. I want to take a moment and thank our sponsors, F&M Bank, ERA King Real Estate, Webb Concrete Building Materials, Anniston Orthopedics, Superior Automotive, and John Lindsay with EHT Security. Without these sponsors, we could not pull this off. And those 6 last year when we went to them to do the inaugural Media Day, they got on board with us, and they were back with us again this year, and we appreciate them. We couldn't do it without them. Also, would like to thank General Manager Stephen Driggers and the staff here at the Anniston Country Club. They make it so easy for us to come in and set up and have a wonderful venue to host this event. And this year with social distancing, we have plenty of room in this ballroom here, this dining area, that we can feel comfortable in what we're doing, but yet bring you a quality production here through the Media Day. I want to take a minute and thank my fellow board members. My name is Danny Shears. I honorably and humbly serve on the board at the Quarterback Club. My fellow board members are Captain this year, Matt Klontz, immediate past Captain Matt Whitaker, Mr. Don Whitlow, Mr. Doug Odell, Mr. Gene Ellison. Those are your 6 Quarterback Club board members, and we've been meeting for months, planning this event. Last year we had a wrap-up meeting. We talked about what went well in the first year, what we wanted to improve on, and here we are in year 2, and we're excited about it. We also want to thank Warren Averett for providing lunch for us today, for all the media partners and the coaches and athletes. So out in the dining room area, feel free to have lunch whenever you can. Also thank Robert Smith of Awards to Remember for doing a great job. We have this year a nice memento that we're giving all the players, and just to recognize them being invited to Media Day by their coach, and they will forever remember this day. And a big thank you finally to all of our media partners in Calhoun County and surrounding areas, not only for today, but for what you do for these high school coaches and athletes, whether it be print media, whether it be live stream, whether it be a nightly newscast during the sports section. We appreciate what you do day in and day out to promote high school athletics and spotlight these young men that do a phenomenal job and work hard through the spring and summer to make it to fall football. We appreciate what you do. So with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to fellow board member Doug Odell, and Doug now will introduce our first school up for today.
Thank you, Danny, and good morning, everybody. First up on the stage for our 2020 Media Day is Sachs High School. Sachs High School competes in 3A Region 5. Their region opponents are Glencoe, Hopes Bluff, Ohatchee, Piedmont, Pleasant Valley, Welborn, and Weaver. Coach Jonathan Miller, we will start with your opening comments, sir.
Well, I never thought I'd have to pull down a mask at media days to speak to you guys. It's truly unique times. It's been a crazy off season. You start back in March with school getting out early and no spring practice, and workouts have been a little different. We're trying our best to keep kids safe, and that's what really this summer's been about for us. And hopefully we can get back to some sort of normalcy as we head into the start of practice next week. And I hope kids across the state get to have a somewhat normal school year and be able to play whatever sport it is that they play, and go to school and be able to enjoy events like the prom and things like that. So I just hope that we can hope the virus calms down and we can get back to a more normal lifestyle.
Joe Medley's got the first question.
Okay. What we'll do with our media partners is I'll hold the mic and you can ask the questions, and I'll move around. Please raise your hand when you have a question.
Jonathan, you guys obviously had the positive test earlier this summer. Has everything settled down that way? Have there been any more? And also, your reaction to the AHSAA's decision to start everything on time and the guidance they've given?
Well, as far as the positive test we had, that was obviously back in June, and it was an isolated incident. It was not anything that was that happened at a workout or on campus. An athlete, just likely contracted it from a family member. So we were able to, because of the safety measures and things that we had in place, we were able to keep it as an isolated incident. So we're thankful for that. Moving forward, I'm not really surprised that we're gonna attempt to play this football season. I think kids need some sort of normalcy back into their lives. Kids, if we can do it safely, we need to be in school. We need to be playing sports as long as we can do it safely. And I think if we're coaches and administrators and everybody across the state, if we continue to try to follow the protocols and everything that's been put in place, that hopefully we can make it through a season.
Coach Miller, we know it's hard to pick out only two players to bring to media day. Tell us about the two young men you've got with you today.
Trey Bolton, is an offensive and defensive lineman for us. He's been a solid player for us for 4 years. He's probably our leader up front on the offensive line, defensive line, and looking for a big season out of him. I think he's got the potential to have a breakout year. Got to continue to be coachable, and I think Trey's in store for a big season. Rod Elston, I guess to you guys, you're right. This is Rod's first year with us. He's been playing at Donahoe, came over to Sachs this season, and I think with what little we've been able to see of him, I think he's going to add something to our skill group. He's a guy that can catch the ball out of the backfield. He's a great guy with the ball in his hands in space. So, he adds another dimension, another weapon to us on offense, and we think he's also going to fit in nicely on the defensive side of the ball in the secondary, most likely the safety. So these two guys, hopefully will be leaders for us on and off the field, and also have big senior seasons.
Jonathan, everybody's, I think, staring at the possibility this year of there being parts of the season where they're having to do without players. And you went through something like that last year with all the run of injuries you had. Just kind of give everybody a sense of what it's like to go through that kind of plug and play.
It's not fun. It was last year was a crazy season. I've never had one like that as a coach, with so many season-ending injuries. We had 5 or 6 surgeries. We don't dress but 40 or 45 players. That's a pretty high percentage. I don't think we've ever had more than 1 or 2 surgeries in the season. So that was, in a sense, it was tough last year. One good thing that came out of that, though, is a lot of guys got a chance to play on Friday night. It's a lot of guys that, we had a couple freshmen play. We had a large group of sophomores got to play extensive minutes that maybe otherwise would not have. And, as you look at that this year, the possibilities of going without players for 2 or 3 weeks at a time this year, it's scary, but it's just what we're gonna have to do, and to get through a season. It's gonna happen. There'll be cases, amongst athletes. It's gonna happen. We just have to deal with it and know that going in. It's gonna be part of it, and we just have to manage and get through the best we can.
Trey, clearly watching you walk in, you hadn't missed many workouts this summer. Knowing that there was a question and all that, what motivated you to, were you motivated to keep your workouts up and to keep looking forward? And did maybe Coach Miller give you some phone calls and give y'all drills? How did that go about this summer, waiting to know and things like that?
Well, Coach Miller actually brought me some weights to my house to work out with. Made sure he sanitized it first. I just try to maintain. I go outside. I run a little bit around my blogs. Just stuff I can do to stay in shape and be ready, because I knew we were gonna come back. Thank God we did right this season.
Rod, can you take us back to when you decided to change schools, and what was the thought behind that, and kind of what you see at Sachs that you like?
I changed schools back in March, I think, and it was my parents' decision, but I've always wanted to play for Coach Miller. I went to Sachs kindergarten through my 6th grade year, and I've always watched Coach Miller coach, and I've always wanted to play for him.
Coach Miller, talk a minute about the new alignment in 3A. I believe it's Area 5, Region 5. Some of the new opponents that you'll face this year here in Calhoun County, which we realize that 6 of our 12 teams here today are in one region. So that should be some exciting football this fall.
Well, the first thing, this region has just traditionally is tough. It's very similar to the SEC West. As far as you've always got several quality teams, and if you're just good, you're gonna be 6-4. You really have to be great to make a run at a region championship in this region. In years past, the good thing though about the region, even if you got in the 4th spot, you had an opportunity to make a deep run in the playoffs, because by far in the North, this has been the toughest region in the past few years. Now, things have changed. 5's in 3A, and Collinsville and some other schools. It's I think 3A North outside of our region is tougher also this season. But you know, we lost Randolph County, who's had, you know, great teams the past few years, and we picked up Ohatchee. So, you know, that was one of the things that changed, and you know, it's still extremely tough. You know, you got Piedmont and Welborn, who those guys are returning a lot of seniors, and they were both in the semifinals last year. So it's an extremely tough region. It's going to be very competitive, and you know, if you look at our schedule, we really got the short end of the stick. We opened region play with Piedmont, Welborn, Ohatchee back-to-back weeks, so we didn't get any favors there. But our first 6 opponents, I think, they were all playoff teams. 5 of those were 2 rounds or better. So we're going to have an interesting start to our season, and you know, we're going to have to get ready to play ball starting with week 0.
I'll ask both of the players there, how many, including you two, do you think will be playing both ways, or do you try to have it to where you just play one side of the ball? I know that we've got on your nameplates there, like offensive and defensive line, and then, of course, running back and safety. Coach, you may chime in as well, but how much playing time on the field with each 2 see?
I'll start, and they can go after me. But you know, one thing that if you look at our team after the period where we were out of school and we were able to come back and work out, you notice things about kids. These 2 guys are in shape. They're ready to play ball. So they're going to be guys that we ask to play both ways. You know, and we'll try to spell them as best we can. But we got some members of our team that were not very active during the quarantine, and you know, we're trying our best to still get them in shape. You know, they've added weight that they didn't need to add, or things like that. So, you know, we're going to have as best we can, we're going to play guys one way, but we do have guys that can handle it, like these 2 sitting beside me, that will be asked to play on both sides of the ball.
Jonathan, you mentioned guys that got pressed into service last year. Just how much do you think that helped Sean's development, especially at quarterback, and how's he looking based on what you've seen of him?
Well, it was good for, you know, we have a large, it was last year's sophomore group that got extensive playing time. They'll be juniors this year. Sean Parnell was one quarterback that got acclimated to playing on Friday nights. You know, we thought he might be playing on B team nights at quarterback, you know, but I'll say this about Sean. You know, we had an extremely smart guy at quarterback that got, you know, towards ACL's 2nd week or whatever. We didn't have to back off or you know, pull back anything we did offensively. Sean could step in and handle everything that Roland could handle. So that was a good thing. But you know, the value of playing and getting experience on Friday night, you know, it's irreplaceable. So, you know, it helped him develop and gain experience, and you know, so this year I think, you know, he can step in and try to, instead of just try to manage, he can maybe try to step forward and actually make some plays. You know.
One final question.
All right, this is for both the players. You both are seniors. How special is it being able to enjoy your senior season, be able to even get the start off of it? And then how much did you keep up with it day to day as far as the overall news about having a football season? We'll start with Trey and go to Rod. Just the specialness of being able to attempt to enjoy your senior season.
I'm gonna enjoy my senior season. I'm gonna make sure of that. I was keeping up with it almost every day, trying to figure if we was gonna play. I was low-key scared when they was having the meeting, and then they had another meeting this past Friday, I think. Just happy we are able to enjoy it. It's my last year, and get my all, leave everything out there.
Just like Trey said, we're gonna enjoy our senior season, and we're happy that we can play it, because when you're a freshman, sophomore, junior, and all that, you don't really look forward to your senior season, but when it gets here, you wanna give it all you got.
Well said. Coach Miller, any final thoughts from you?
I'm excited about the season. I know our kids are excited. We're excited to get out on the field Monday, and you know, I just hope that we can finish and kids around the state can enjoy, you know, whatever their senior year or whatever, you know, if they're a freshman, whatever. It's, you know, these seasons are so precious. You don't get but 4 of them. So, you know, you don't want to have one taken away from you, you know, for something like this.
Very well. Congratulations and good luck this season, the Sacs Wildcats.